For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to episode 30. Yes, 30 of That's a Shame. What a time to be alive.
Not a milestone.
Not in any
Don't
sense
even
that
think
we'll
about the
be
word.
acknowledging. No, I'm Isaac, and joining me as always, kneeling on the floor of his penitent little hovel, it's Declan. How are you doing?
I'm extremely well, thank you, Isaac.
It sounded like there was a dog in your background.
There is a dog in my background, yeah.
Is it like any relation
Streets
to the
away.
picture dog?
No, absolutely
similar.
none.
Well, that's a shame. But I'm happy for him to be the third co-host on the show. I think that's a good move.
I'll tell you why I'm in a good mood, though. Because I was about to, then you wanted to know about this dog.
Yes.
And it's nowhere near as interesting as the news that old Declan here received a letter today
Ooh.
from the government
Oh, yeah.
telling him that the government owed him money.
No.
It's the old tax rebate
Wow,
letter,
that's exciting.
and it's like a little government aid drop to alleviate my chronic poverty.
That's so nice. Wow,
I know.
that's very exciting. I
It came,
congratulate you.
It came exactly as needed because things were getting tight. I tell you,
You were in
around
a
here.
dark place.
I really was. I've just realised as well. I'm not using my new Bob filter at the moment.
Oh, not a second
Yeah,
time.
but it's literally just behind me, so I'm going to grab it.
Okay,
Hang on a
that's fine.
second. I can't hear you.
Well, I can still hear you, so I'll just kind of commentate as if you were doing some kind of poor sporting effort. Declan searching now for the pop filter. Let's see if it makes a difference to his plosives. He is quite a spitter out of those P's and B's. Could it make...
I'm in a really weird position now because
Do you mean
kneeling-
physically or like
Yeah.
emotionally?
both, because kneeling on the floor as I am, there's there's nowhere to like connect it to, so I'm just holding it.
But you look such an idiot.
I look such an absolute mental case.
Oh dear.
How far away is it supposed to be?
Oh, no one really knows, I don't think. I think the thing about
Oh,
audio is
good.
it's basically a kind of scientific alchemy. It bridges that gap between there's only a certain amount that we can really know about how it works, and then you just kind of pray to audio Jesus that it works.
Oh, good.
But, about like a thumb and finger away from the mic, I'd say.
Right, okay, well that's good.
Little behind the scenes taste there for how That's a Shame has been working these last 30 episodes.
Good job. It smells of dog shit. This
Why
new
does
pop
that?
filter.
Why is that the case?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe because it was the cheapest one on Amazon. That's
It's
the
made
drawback.
out of reconstituted dog feces. Wow.
They've got to cut costs
Has
somehow.
the environmental movement gone too far? More on this at 4. Well, look, there's no point fucking around the drain. That's not an expression. What I meant was like beating around the bush.
That's not my cake.
But yeah, let's dive in because Declan messaged me. We have to record because I'm going to Edinburgh on Sunday. Today. Is it today that it will be out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so today, as this episode's out, I'm on a train travelling up to Edinburgh where it's anyone's guess as to how the podcast will continue.
When
It
Isaac will be
continue.
sober.
Yeah. When I'll be, anywhere near a Wi-Fi connection, powerful enough to facilitate this art. But we'll work it out. That's our commitment to you. And so we were discussing what we were going to talk about for the next 2 episodes because we're going to bank one so that I've got a bit of time to set up there before having to dive into Wednesday's show next Wednesday. And we were talking about topics, and then Declan just barreled in with an update. Now, I don't know what it is. All I've heard is a single key word relating to the subject for this episode, and that key word, concerningly, is Basingstoke.
It is. I decided to leave the blog. Danielle's blog, was it?
Yeah,
I think that's what we called her.
from episode
Oh,
28?
yeah. That's sure. No, 27?
what was it called, that episode?
Yeah. Basingstoke Food Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 27, I think it was.
Yes, that's correct.
And I decided to leave it for a while because I don't like to check these things too frequently because sometimes people disappoint you with the
Often.
rate at which they put out content. Not everyone
Yeah.
is as consistent as us.
I know. It's a real shame on their behalf. It's like they're not willing to be ridiculed on a bi-weekly basis, and that's just not on.
However, my girlfriend has no such patience, and we have her to thank, therefore, for one of the greatest updates of all time.
Ooh.
It's because she's written a new post titled Positive Changes to Help the World.
The whole world.
Every last fucker in it.
Wow. Okay, that's quite ambitious, because let me just recap for myself briefly, because last time we checked in with Danielle, she was having a 3-course meal in the Hilton Hotel in Reading or something.
Yeah.
And now she's gone from pat on toast and curry and sponge to, she's like, how do I think bigger? Like, what's the next logical step? And for her, that really is change the world.
That is it.
Wow.
That's what she's going for.
Commendable.
Exactly. And I tell you what, I reckon she's pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Uh-huh.
Sadly, it does come with some drawbacks.
Often the way.
In that she has written some of the most tragic sentences ever typed onto the internet.
Okay.
However, I think that the general overview is good.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an update of such unrivaled proportions that it's going to shake the very foundations of That's a Shame.
So we're kind of breaking this story first on, listeners can expect to hear it on, being discussed at the UN summit, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
In the near future.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, well, we're ahead of the curve.
Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I think I ever could be.
Positive changes to help the world. I'm always thinking of little way to make a big difference to other people's lives.
Okay.
It's a good feeling helping other people, and I'm sure it's amazing for other people to be on the receiving end.
People love when I help them.
She speaks as if she's someone who's never been helped in her life. She goes straight into it with a frighteningly bold entry at number 1. Coffee stamp cards.
Okay.
We all love a coffee stamp card. 9 coffees later, and you can finally have a free one.
Okay. It took me a little moment to realise what she was talking about.
What a great achievement! Exclamation mark.
Wow! Good going, science. You boys have knocked it out of the park. What's that? Cancer remains uncured, but coffee stamp cards running wild.
What's that? You haven't written that letter to your mum that you meant to, and you haven't really helped anyone, and you've made no headway on getting a job. But what's that? You've bought yourself 9 coffees. Well, congratulations.
Oh, dear.
It feels amazing, right? Getting something for nothing. But it's not, is it?
No,
really?
no, let's remind ourselves
She's
that it's
forgotten
not.
the 9 previous
Does she think
coffees.
she's found a loophole? The loophole is only remembering the coffee as you buy it, and then instantly casting it out of your mind. So you're just like, fuck me, I've got a card, right, that just gives me one for free.
It's really depressing to see how effective this marketing technique is, that people are writing blogs about this being a free coffee, despite you probably having spent at least 20 quid already.
Yeah.
But, and then comes the twist. How does this help the world? How is this a positive change?
I really can't think.
Right, so you remembered what a great achievement it was.
Oh yeah, I mean, no one's questioning that.
And how amazing it feels, right? Getting something for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Now, imagine how amazing it would be to give you a free coffee to someone who is homeless.
Ah.
Who is, lest we forget, freezing from sleeping on the road.
On the middle of the road?
On the road.
Oh, I didn't know that was what they had to do now. Is that a government thing? Is that the Broken Britain homeless right in the central reservation?
Rough sleeping in the sense that you're constantly being mowed down.
Wow, okay. Now, not that I want to pick any holes in what is obviously a display of utmost altruism, but wouldn't it be? I mean, far be it from me, like to quibble with what I can only assume is the modern Jesus. But
You're not going to say get them. You're
No.
not going to say get them one anyway.
what when it's not free?
Well, it's not free.
Surely not. No one could do that.
Imagine
I can't. I think.
handing
Imagine
someone
paying
who's
for coffee.
Imagine handing a homeless person a free little card for coffee.
No, she's not saying give the card, surely. She doesn't mean, she's not like giving them an errand. Like teach a man to fish.
like a World of Warcraft quest.
Aha!
Take this.
Ahoy there, traveller.
Take this parchment to Lord Starbuck,
Enchanted card.
to Emperor Cafe Nero.
I mean, surely she's the delivery service as well. Because she has to cross into the middle of the motorway to hand it over. Some
Right
kind
to the-
of,
right to
some
the
kind of
North Circular.
Frogger-esque exchange. But yeah, she could maybe consider, just buying them, the homeless people in the road that we're just allowing exist, a coffee as well. Just a thought.
Imagine the idea of only considering giving to the homeless when it's at no cost to you.
And also when it's just coffee, and coffee is like good, but it's not
Going to save you.
no. You could get them some food, or here's an idea: ask if they need anything.
Yeah.
Rather than just barreling in. What if it's someone who only likes tea?
Well, you've been a proper ignorant
Yeah.
prick then, haven't you?
Might as well just take the lid off and pour it all over their heads while screaming, "I hate you," and it's probably your own fault.
You're right.
Thanks.
I think that we should say here and now that if you listen to That's a Shame and you don't help out the homeless when you walk past, stop listening.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Horrid.
Just don't. Like, if you can't be bothered to buy someone a meal deal or a bottle of water or give them some change or fucking just talk to them.
Or, the very last thing on the list is if you genuinely don't have any money, then don't just pretend that they are a bit of pavement that somehow gains sentience. Just be like, look, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash on me. Maybe if I go to the shop and get something, do you need anything? It's just such a simple thing to do.
I mean, we don't have much, do we? You've just had to fight your way up an overdraft to avoid the bailiffs.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I was only able to get my hair cut today because the government owed
Because a
me
homeless
money.
man gave you some money.
I literally
Borrowed a tenner.
I've been staving off this haircut for weeks, just being like, oh yeah, I don't really feel like I need it, whilst
You
constantly
look like the
thinking,
lead singer
just
of The
cannot-
Darkness.
Yeah, just cannot afford one.
Oh,
But with my new and improved rebate,
oh,
rebates are great, I'm just going to say, because although it's a shit system and they just should let you know at the start if you're paying too much tax rather than having this convoluted system whereby you have to claim it. And if you claim it within 45 days, you'll get it within 5. If you claim it after that, you have to wait 60 days
wow.
to get your rebate. It is great because for someone like me who is appalling at saving money, it's like having a little enforced savings account.
Yes, that is a good idea. I don't
Because
like the
if
word
it-
rebate, though.
No.
It sounds like masturbating again.
As we've discovered, you don't like many words
True.
until they're being used in some of your most sordid imagery. At which point you put them to fantastic use.
Thank you.
But sorry, you were about to say.
I can't remember what
Or,
we were
or I
talking
was
about
going to. I haven't
homeless
even
people.
finished my point that I interrupted to say, which was that we don't have much, but I could not, in good conscience, just walk past.
No, it's one of those things that tells you a lot about a person, doesn't it? Because it's like how people treat wait staff at a restaurant or something.
Yeah,
Like, if you're a dick to homeless people, you're probably just a dick in general.
yeah. You're probably not like great otherwise.
No, it would be weird if you had like this one facet of your character that was flawed and the rest of you was the new Buddha or something.
Yeah, you're working for like a pro-Palestinian aid charity.
Yeah.
But you just kick the homeless.
To death at the nearest opportunity.
You're an absolute
Get
Patrick
away.
Bateman outside of work.
Like that fat guard in Aladdin who has the big hat.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
that guy.
The big
He's good.
Isaac's sensitivity for foreign cultures
sorry, but-
just
but
comes screaming.
Disney set Aladdin in a fictional blend of every Middle Eastern country, so I don't know what culture that would even offend. Agrabah. Look, if anyone from Agrabah is listening, then Declan is at Cynical Declan on Twitter. Send him your complaints. Tell me more about
Well,
Danielle,
this
because she
is
started on such a high note.
this is where things really, really get exciting for me, and I think for our listeners,
And the world.
because the subtitle for the next category is food banks.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's just, in case you haven't heard episode 27, we discovered, much to our alarm and mild repulsion at the idea that you just latch on to this as a theme, that Danielle has, for some reason, tagged all her posts, whether they're about going to a hotel,
Or whether
doing
they're
a road
about
trip,
or whether they're about eating in 5-star restaurants.
or indeed eating a frog. They're all tagged as food bank on WordPress, which seems insensitive. And now it seems she's putting her money where her mouth is.
And
She's got stuff to say.
She has. Donating to your local food bank is a great...
Can I just say, if this has anything to do with some kind of 9 stamps and then your 10th food bank visit is on us, bullshit
No,
system.
but I hope that you're ready for more.
Oh dear.
Donating to your local food bank is a great way to help your local community. Then comes an interesting sentence. There are many ways you can donate. Feels like there's probably only really the one, which is
Just
donating
passing
food.
over food.
You could
Maybe
donate.
you can donate your time.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. She doesn't mention that.
Maybe you can donate some space on your WordPress blog to line that you're pretending that you're covering them.
Creating fake coverage and hits for food banks all across the internet. There are many ways you can donate. You can donate food that you have in your cupboards.
Yeah,
Let's
that's the
face
main
it,
one.
most of us have tins in our cupboards that have been there forever. Pop them in a
Wow.
bag.
What a claim.
Pop them in a bag and drop them to your local food bank.
Which makes it sound like we all have a local food bank like below the kitchen. Like you just drop it down a big dumb waiter into a big gaping food bank.
Yeah. Now, as we move on, whilst Danielle isn't technically wrong, she is somewhat flogging the same homeless horse to death.
Like that homeless horse that lived in the field in York.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it feels like this might have just been better as a briefer post with a list, maybe with some links to charities, to sites, to maybe to people who have more to say about the subject. than
Someone who's
herself.
done a second of research.
Yeah. The next one is titled "Buy One Get One Free."
If this is give the free one to a homeless person, I'm going to
Isaac.
burn this website
Isaac.
to the ground.
Isaac,
Yeah.
we all love a buy one get one free.
I hate these statements that are like, let's face it, we all love this. Like these blanket fucking, we're all on the same page. At the end of the day, we all fucking love donating our 10th coffee.
Now, even if we went for one item, it's great because we can use the other item when the
Don't
first
explain.
one runs out.
Don't explain the mathematical concept of 2. That is just not
This is
necessary.
like it's like when Bertrand Russell did that logical proof of 1 + 1 = 2. Danielle's
better.
just following it up.
Yeah.
Because
the sequel.
because in hers the second one is just free. It's essentially 0.
My God.
However, and here she manages to slightly avoid you burning down her website, but only by one letter, which I'm sure
by
is
technicality.
probably a mistake. Which is, however, you could always donate to your local food bank or to a hopeless person.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's the most offensive spelling out. Oh dear. I
Imagine.
donate to the hopeless at Christmas. It's like some fucking Dickensian Oliver Twist Christmas Carol era austerity.
So like condescending to like translate from their like physical state of homelessness to describe it in an emotional state of hopelessness. Look,
I mean,
let's-
because they don't have a house, but the real issue is they no longer have managed to retain a grasp
so they're
on.
miserable as fuck.
That's so bad.
But
Please, can we comment to have her
but
change that?
but they won't be quite as hopeless if you give them your one free.
Of what though? She
I
hasn't
don't
said
know.
what. I'm not going to give them like a buy one get one free Domestos Ox
I
bleach.
was,
or
I was
something.
literally just about to say toilet duck.
Yeah,
I'm glad we both
like
went
what-
to bleach. You
You
can't
don't
give
get buy
bleach
one,
to
get
the
one free
homeless.
food. That seems
That's an
irresponsible.
absolute crime.
Hashtag bleach for the hopeless. This summer we'll be
your hands
donating
up.
all proceeds from our show.
And then
Oh dear.
And then a recurrence of one of my favourite mistakes, helping us to laugh as ever. They will defiantly appreciate it.
Oh, I wish she'd stop. We need to teach her that. If nothing else, like if we're gonna make our role in this show as like observing the universe, like a sad god set up in heaven looking at what a fucking palaver has emerged, like when you fuck up on The Sims. Our one act of intervention, not sending a Jesus, not dropping down any floods. All we need to do is teach her to spell definitely. Just think of the word finite.
should we just comment saying your spelling is defiantly offensive?
Oh dear.
Clothes clear out.
Okay.
Why not sort through your clothes? No, why not sort thought your clothes
Sort of thought.
to declutter your bedroom?
Okay.
Clothes can be donated to local charity shops or again for the homeless, not the hopeless. So,
They're not going to wear any clothes.
every time I have a clear out, I donate to different charity shops as I can never decide on which charity is best.
Well, don't blame yourself. It's quite difficult. She'd have to look into like their accounting books and stuff. She's going to audit Oxfam.
Hobbies to fundraising.
Okay.
Fundraising doesn't have to be difficult. Now, I want you to remember that.
Okay.
That's that
the
sentence.
the key thrust.
Yeah, because she seems to somewhat undermine it with her own examples here. Fundraising doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, it can be fun. Here's a surprise, though. I once did a readathon.
Of
I
what?
read
Same Mr. Men book.
I read
8 times.
6 books, unspecified. Here they are. I read 6 books in a week and raised £100 for charity.
Wow. Good on her.
It is good. I wonder in what like time frame she's infected my head.
Yeah.
She was doing the fundraising because I feel like reading 6 books in a week. If you'd asked like 20 people, you could have got 200 quid.
She forgot to tell anyone about it. She's too busy reading all week.
Maybe it's one donation, get one free. I had the best week of reading, and I did it for a great cause. Doesn't tell us which one.
No.
That can be the same with anything from baking to jogging. There's always room for something,
Okay.
except the homeless.
I love the examples. It's
I know.
it's not like, I don't know, something outlandish, just jogging.
McDonald's stickers.
Is this McDonald's Monopoly? Is she donating Pentonville Road to the hopeless?
Every year, McDonald's do a Monopoly giveaway.
Fuck off immediately.
So-
Do not pass go. Do not kick £200 at the hopeless. Get out. This blog needs to be stopped.
this, thankfully, this one's moderately better.
Okay.
But I mean, again, seems to eschew the idea out of hand that you could just buy something for the homeless.
It's all
But
about
if you really.
her campaign is just freebies for the homeless. She might as well be signing them up to like the free nappies that you get. if you like have a baby coming and you get like pregnancy kits.
You get one of those HIV tests.
Yeah. Oh, here you
sent
go, guys. Knock yourselves out.
Here, I had a Chinese earlier. They gave us these mints, these little hand
And the
towels,
chopsticks. I mean, they're used, but they didn't say you couldn't have them.
little shampoos from the hotel, little miniature toothpaste.
Oh dear.
Sometimes you win big, and sometimes you won food or drink prizes.
I do want to query a little because you never win big.
No, no one's ever
Unless
won
big means cheeseburger. That's about as big as it gets.
For the last couple of years, when I have won, she's put as in the number, but I think she means
Yeah.
as in the victory, a meal prize, I've given it to a homeless person.
Well,
Which is
fucking
better
good for you.
Which is better than giving them the little slip. Just
I've taken a
chucking-
photo of myself
just-
eating it and signed it for the hopeless.
Just chucking the empty cups. They haven't even peeled the stickers off for them. Oh, giving them only the ones that are like, put this code in online to see if you've won. Each time they have been so grateful and commented on how thoughtful I was. See, now again, that's just like
Sounds
you
like the
can't-
wrong reasons there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's still better than not. There's a spectrum of like charitable acts, but surely we aspire to do
it's
ones
above-
that no one knows about.
It's above giving them a card with 9 stamps on it.
Yeah.
but
That's very
it's
much
below,
at the bottom of the heap.
but it's below just literally any other charitable act. Defiantly made me feel good.
Good.
And then the last one. Spend time with the elderly.
Okay.
The elderly can get really lonely and look forward to social interaction.
True.
There are a few ways in which you can help. There is a charity called St. Vincent de Paul, which is charity which involves volunteers visiting elderly people or helping them with small chores like their food shop.
Right.
give them your McDonald's meal.
If they're getting any buy one get one frees, steal them out the hands of the home of the old elderlies.
Drive the Meals on Wheels van round the streets, throwing it at the homeless and the hopeless alike. There is a club in Brighton called the Casserole Club. This charity pairs you up with someone elderly in your area, and you can choose to drop them dinner or have dinner with
I
them.
wish it weren't called the Casserole Club.
I love that you can choose to drop them dinner or have it with them.
Yeah,
Like
I'll choose
everyone
to
else is
drop.
going in, and you just like put it on the doorstep, knock and run.
I just order a Domino's to their house every so often
Just
with a
send
note saying,
Deliveroo
"Hope
round.
you're all right."
Haven't got Pall Mall, have you?
I'm trying to win big.
There's a hopeless bloke sleeping on the road outside.
No.
We can't leave the driveway. I know a few people that are involved with these charities, and they say it is so rewarding. So she's not even doing that one. She's too busy spending all day going back and forth between Costa and Burger King. Oh. And that's just it. She sends it.
That was all her ideas for the world. I mean, fucking hell. I stood up a lot for you in the last episode that we discussed your blog, Danielle, but you've really let me down here.
Isn't it? The most dreadful shame.
It's just like, none of it is just remotely universalizable. It's just like, oh dear. I just don't know where, like, to be thinking in such specifically small terms. I guess that's good in a way, because it's nice to be like focused on your community, and you have to start somewhere. Charity begins at home, but the thing about charity is that you're usually losing out on something yourself
Yeah.
in order to give it to someone else. And I feel like if that's the promise of something free, it's just not all there necessarily, is it?
No.
Not in a big way. Well, Danielle, lots to think about. We need to, if nothing else, correct Defiantly, because it's going to be a theme in her life otherwise that I think needs to be truncated and cut off at the source. And also maybe just Hopeless might want to be corrected as well.
You
in
might
any
just
future
never,
updates.
ever want to say that about another unfortunate human being ever again.
She's going to have to publish a little corrections corner.
She's going to have to do quite a bit. I mean, we've spent so long on that we haven't even really got a huge amount of time to talk about her other post.
What's her other post?
Well, her post before that is
Mm-hmm.
about Brighton Pride 2017.
Okay.
I'll just tell you a bit about it instead, because we don't have time to go through it. What you need to know is, not even once does she mention a single LGBT person in
Or issue.
and she talks about pre-Pride preparation.
Horrible time.
Glad I had the pop filter for that one.
Yeah.
Which starts 5 weeks before Pride.
Wow.
But it's
Is
just,
she on the committee? Does
it's
she
just,
plan it?
Yeah, it's
She has
just
to get council permission.
it's just all about buying glitter, getting vodka shots ready,
Oh my god.
going out, how she did her hair, where she went to drink.
What an assessment.
Listen to her description of the actual Pride Parade. We had our picnic at the Green on the level opposite St James Street. We did a few shots and I managed to drink my bottle of wine, and it was safe to say I was tipsy going into St James Street. There wasn't as many acts on this year, but it was still an amazing atmosphere. Everybody dressed up uniquely and dancing in the street. And then here comes some of the most banal reviewing I could ever have hoped for Pride, one of the most lavish events of the calendar year wherever you are. It was great that Tesco was open, as it allowed us to buy cheaper drinks.
I got one for free.
Wait, no. Followed by... This is officially the worst sentence that's ever been written about a parade, ever.
Okay.
There were more toilets this year, but also more people.
The Lord gives with one hand and takes with the other. Truly, all things are in a bizarre cosmic karmic balance. For when more toilets emerge, as if an offering, a bounty from Olympus itself, doth come more people flooding in with their offers of buy one get one free, hopeless at their backs, to shoot up in the toilets with all the free HIV kits. Bloody hell.
Shitting themselves in their free nappies, lying and rolling around in the road, freezing cold.
Bloody idiot. What a thing. Do you don't think she's kind of trivializing Pride though, when she just talks about dressing up and getting drunk?
Well, she is I'm not kidding you. There's not a single mention of
I'm
anything.
not saying
to
she's
do
like
with-
latching on to it just because it's a bit of fun for
No, I'm saying
some
exactly
people
that's
to like
what she's doing.
appropriately. Oh, okay. Oh, right. The other
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The flip side.
Even in her opening sentence about it, it can't just be about LGBT people. There's an amazingly patronising opening. I love Brighton Pride. It's not just celebrating the wonderful LGBT community. It's also about celebrating diversity and how beautiful Brighton is as a city.
Okay. Is it about celebrating Brighton?
I don't think so. It's about celebrating how many toilets they've got since last year.
God, guys, you know what? We're all so proud of the way Brighton's looking with all these fucking portaloos everywhere. Better have a fuck off parade. Someone call Tesco.
It's a shame that all these people have flooded in.
Oh dear. It's like if you build it, they will come. But
Yeah.
for toilets. It's
Exactly.
as if the demand is monitored by the supply of toilets. Like no one would need to use them if there was only one.
Yeah.
Horrid. Wow. I mean, I think we need to avoid Danielle as a topic because I feel like I can feel just. I started off in such a happy place with her, and I could only feel that demolishing itself into just fury as we go on. She's too pure for this world.
No.
And by pure, I mean a fucking idiot.
Stupid. It's just incredible. Why is it though that it is always the most vacuous people with the least to say
That have
and
blocked.
the least self-awareness that have blogs?
It must be the like Dunning-Kruger thing of like no one being very good at assessing their inabilities.
There could not be a greater disparity between this blog and Sam Chris's blog.
No.
Like, for example,
it baffles me that they're even the same medium.
considered the same. Like Sharknado and some sort of Tarkovsky film being shown in the same cinema.
Just the mere fact that if you had to compile a list of all blogs in the world, Sam Chris's blog and Danielle's blog would necessarily both appear on it. Just is an affront to words.
That there's a Venn diagram in which they share
Yeah.
a crossover.
Dreadful. It's really very upsetting. Look, I think we should. I can't talk about the hopeless anymore because it's making me feel
No.
livid.
Let's leave the poor hopeless.
From one hopeless to the next, though, Thought Monster was in touch before our last
as ever.
episode 4 days ago with Thought 6, and this is more philosophical, I would say, and less to do with fucking your relatives. So, 2 ticks for me in that front.
What's its content of skin flakes, may I ask?
Actually, surprisingly minimal, although
that's
they
good.
are implicit in the question. They're not
as ever.
referenced specifically.
Okay, go on then.
It's a simple one. Do you ever think about the fact that cats and dogs are basically the same? Like fur, 4 legs, tail, ... question mark. Over to you.
Well, yeah, now I'm thinking bears,
Yep.
deer,
Frogs with a tail.
yeah, and fur.
Furry frog tails. It's a continuum, isn't it?
I remember now reading it, and my first thought was when Ricky Gervais asked Carl about seals, and he correctly predicts, as I think everyone listening does, that Carl's summation is that it's like a cross between a fish and a dog.
I don't think he just thinks it is that, though. Doesn't he think it actually is it?
Probably.
He thinks that somewhere a fish and a dog got it on, and the result was
Oh,
a
no.
seal.
That's what he thinks about stick insects, isn't it? He thinks
Oh,
that
yeah,
at
that's-
some point an insect fucked a
Fucked a
stick.
twig.
And that...
Wow. Guys, if you haven't listened to all the Ricky Gervais podcasts, turn this nonsense
Yeah,
off
fucking stop
and
this.
do yourself a favour.
Leave
because it's
Danielle
the
be
best
and
ever.
go and listen.
Carl Pilkington is an unrivaled genius.
I mean, going back to the Thought Monsters email, I haven't ever thought that.
No.
Partly because it actually defies even the most minimal understanding of anything considered to be science. And I think I would almost rather consider my own skin flakes
Oh, really?
than even think about admitting that I'd ever been so ignorant as to consider cats, dogs, and most mammals to be exactly the same thing because
What
of
do you think
4
about-
traits they share.
I've got 2 points.
Okay, come at
here.
me.
So, when you're in primary school, now we've established from the insect sucking incident that
we
our
went to-
experiences may differ.
Vastly different.
But
I
did
learned
you
about
ever-
mini beasts. You ate them.
It's a type of learning, you know. We all learn different ways. Kinesthetic. I
George
was
of the
more of an
fucking
oral
jungle.
learner. Cats and dogs. I distinctly remember getting in an argument with my teacher in year 1, who said we were doing a lesson about. I think it might have been about Noah's Ark, actually. Now that I remember back, Mrs. Gray, who was my year 1 teacher in up north on the Wirral, she used to, in hindsight, exploit my ability to read
Right.
by just leaving the classroom to go and like make tea, saying I had to read a book out to the class. So that was a shame.
Yep.
But she defiantly and definitely taught us that cats were the opposite of dogs, and I was so angry about this concept.
Absolutely not.
I just couldn't. I wasn't like annoyed as I am now that it's such a stupid thing to say. At the time, I was just annoyed because it meant nothing. I couldn't like grasp what it meant, and the other children were like understanding it somehow because they're idiots. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, what does that say about them?
Imagine if, as an adult, you could look at a dog and think that the furthest possible thing from it was something that, as Thought Monster somewhat interestingly points out, looks ostensibly
has some very
similar.
similar properties too. But
That
she
you
was
could-
adamant that they're the opposite.
You could look at it and go, oh, the opposite of a dog is a table.
Soap dish.
Is a Monopoly sticker given to the hopeless.
So that was annoying. But then also, what about whenever there's a Reddit thread about, like, what's the stupidest thing you've ever heard anyone say? It's one of the classics that apparently is fairly universal in that lots of people will know someone who has thought this at some point.
Yeah.
That cats are female dogs.
Oh, yeah.
What's that about? Imagine being so devastatingly, mind-bendingly wrong.
Ignorant.
Yeah,
It's
a real
not.
shame.
It's not even. It's different from wrong, isn't it? Because it's like it's a really astounding unawareness, like a complete lack of engagement with the world. That at some point, hopefully in your childhood, you came to that
just
conclusion,
assumed.
and none of your life from that point has provided you with enough evidence to come to the conclusion that maybe, possibly,
Hang on a second.
they're different things. That to the point that maybe the evidence alone wasn't enough for you, but that you might have been encouraged to ask someone, hopefully not,
Ask Jeeves.
or ask the internet.
Yeah.
It's just
unfortunate.
incredible that people can drift through life. It's like the Frankie Boyle line from way back in episode 4 or 5, all over again. Of like, what else don't these people know? Like, what else don't they know?
Yeah, if that's your
Who are
framework,
who are they voting for?
it does.
I want
worry.
a platform that supports my ignorance of biology.
Yeah.
It's that we're back to Michael Gove, aren't we? That people are sick of experts. People are sick of facts, whether they be about the economy or cats not being female dogs.
And not being the opposite. There's a middle ground, guys, is what I'm here to say. I'm very much a centrist when it comes to the cat-dog dichotomy, and I hope that you'll all join me there in this paragon of skepticism. Look, I think we should leave it there. Let's go into some plugs.
Let's,
But
yes.
before we do, one quick thing. I think we should say that our next episode is going to be some kind of Edinburgh Fringe special. Now, you may be one of those people who thinks, oh, what's that? Sounds like a lot of bullshit. And I'm here to tell you that it is more bullshit than you'd ever have imagined. We'll be recounting all kinds of nonsense that happened to us.
Surely we should do that one a week from today.
Well,
when
I think
have-
we can maybe do...
when we have longer than 12 minutes to record it. And also because you'll have spent some time at the Fringe by then.
I'd like to do one before I go, and then with some new information. So I think we can have a kind of...
one that I can't take
two-part
part in
one.
because I'm too poor to go still. Wow.
That's it, yeah. Why don't you rebate your way up? If I get a buy one, get one free ticket.
Hey,
I'll be
anyone,
sure
if
to
anyone's
flip
got any Monopoly trains to Edinburgh that they don't mind donating.
I think that was Old Street, wasn't it? The train to Edinburgh.
Yeah, no train home. You've got to
No.
hitchhike that back.
That's the joy of it. But yes, we'll at some point in the next couple of episodes, we're going to dive deep into some of the most profound nonsense I've ever witnessed.
Yes, I've got some fantastic tales from my first ever trip to
Yeah.
Edinburgh, which was 2 years ago, where I went thoroughly alone. Which I can tell you, if you haven't guessed already, is the saddest way to go to the Fringe.
Lovely. Well, look, this has been episode 30. If you want to get in touch, as Thought Monster has, and as our good pal Mark has, we'll be reading his email on the next show. He's got all kinds of grammar queries that we're going to dig deep
Yep.
into in a way that suggests that we're qualified, but belies the fact that we're not. unfortunately.
Yes.
Then you can do so. tas@shame.city. That's TAS at shame.city. How else can people get in touch, Declan?
They can find us on Twitter at That's a Shamecast. Or you can find us individually. You can find me at Cynical Declan, or you can find Isaac at IsaacBD.
Yes, do get following those. You'll get to see us taking part in all kinds of big arguments with much larger podcasts.
Yes. And
We should
if
talk
you,
about that in an episode.
yeah, or maybe the next secret shame, or a public shame.
Ooh, even better.
Or you can visit our website, shame.city. There's loads there. Isaac worked very hard on it, and you guys haven't been appreciating it enough. Plus,
That's right.
each of the episodes has show notes with cool stuff in it from the episodes.
And
I think,
art.
yes, and I think that for this one, we should maybe do our best to do what Danielle neglected and perhaps link to some better sources about ways that our listeners could help the
Yes,
homeless,
good idea.
hopeless, and the road livers.
Yes, that's a nice idea. There's a charity in Canterbury called Catching Lives that I've done some stuff with, so I'll link to them.
Okay, that sounds good.
Can
Yep.
specifically help the Canterbury homeless. Sorry, my lord. Yes, and also Declan alluded to our bonus episode. That's still up for grabs. Shame.city/mail. Sign up to the mailing list and it will wing its way delightfully like a sexy little insect into your ear canal.
Beautiful imagery there. Beautiful.
Thank you. Like a lovely little silkworm.
Ooh, fantastic. An absolute earwig of audio.
Oh, God, it really just bolsters my faith in humanity. Reviews are always appreciated. Shame.city/review. The weirder the better. We will read them out if you make them especially odd and outlandish.
5-star only.
Yeah, don't fuck around. This has been episode 30. We'll see you on
The flip side.
Goodbye, lads.
Bye.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you.